Hey, welcome to another episode of Cookin' with Marco. Today, we're going to attempt to make some yogurt. I got my handy dandy Instant Pot, and you wouldn't believe how easy this is. If you have the Instant Pot Duo, IP Duo, you'll see that there's a little yogurt function right there. So what we're going to do today is, first off, my recommendation is you don't have to do this, but the lid has this seal inside, and it traps in odors from whatever else you cooked, right? So I do a lot of bone broth, and it smells like chicken bone broth. So I'm not even going to use the lid today, but you can take that out and use the lid. For me today, I do have a nice handy dandy lid that fits perfect. I bought this for like $5 on Amazon. So what we're going to do today is I got my Trader Joe's organic grass-fed milk. And we're just going to pour that whole thing in your Instant Pot. As you can see, there's a half and a 2/3 fill line in here. That's not really important for this because we're not going to actually put any pressure in this. All right. So what we're going to do is put the lid on and just hit yogurt. And you want to hit it a second time until it says boil. So now that it says boil, it'll stop and it'll actually it's going to bring the milk up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't even know how long it's going to do it for, but it does its magic. And if you want, you can go out and get yourself a thermometer as well and put it in the milk just to verify. But this is just to kill off any bacteria that's in there. So once this is done, we'll come back and it'll say ready, and then I'll tell you the next step. And the only thing else we're going to need, and I'll pull it out, is just culture from your previous yogurt. So you can either go out and buy plain yogurt. I already made a couple batches of yogurt, so I'm just going to keep using the previous batch, so I never have to buy yogurt again. I just keep making my own. So we'll get to that step shortly. All right, so we're back. I guess it's been about 30, maybe 35 minutes. And as you can see, it says yogurt on here, meaning we're ready to make yogurt. But not so fast, my friends. We need to cool this down. So if you come over here and see, it heated it up and boiled it and all that, and it just still looks like milk. So we still got some processes to do. You saw the steam coming out of there. It's hot. So we don't want to put the live culture in that yet. It'll kind of destroy it. So we're going to hit cancel down here. Turns that off. And I only do this because I'm professionally trained. I'm going to take this out. It's a little bit hot. And I got a sink full of cold water. If you want to put ice in it, that's cool too. But we're going to drop this in there and cool this off. I'm going to drop it down in the sink. Some water in there, and we're going to fill this water up. If you want to put ice or whatever in here, you could. I'm not going to waste my time with that. But basically all we're wanting to do is get this to cool down as quick as possible. You can leave it in an Instant Pot. It'll probably take 30 minutes. So by putting in the water, this will cut down on that time. And as soon as this cools off, we'll put it back in the Instant Pot after these messages. All right, it's been about 30 minutes, so this is sufficiently cooled. We're going to put it back in the Instant Pot, but let's make sure we dry this off too. So as not to get water down in here and ruin your day. So now the fun is you gotta put some yogurt back in it. So as you can see, I have a container that I previously used. This is Trader Joe's, some TJ's, right? That I used on the first batch. So as you can see, it's just some yogurt and a little bit of the whey separated. What I am gonna do here, so that I use all of this, just gonna spoon in a little bit of the milk. So that mixes up. That doesn't sound appealing, huh? All right, should be good. Now I'm just going to gently stir this too. Make sure that it's all mixed in there. Lid's going back on now. So basically I just put a live culture back in there. And that's the starter. You could buy starter, or you can buy any plain yogurt, or just keep reusing the yogurt you made. So now we're gonna come back down here to the yogurt function, and we're gonna hit it. And instead of boil, we want to have it with a time, and you can have it up to 24 hours. That's gonna be really tart yogurt. I find that the sweet spot is about 12 hours. So it's going to go overnight. So tomorrow morning, once the 12 hours is done, I'll continue and show you how to separate the curds and the whey and to make Greek style, which is what I'm going for here. So as you can see, the difference here is normally your Instant Pot will count down, but in the yogurt function, it's going to count up. So there you have it. So tomorrow at in 12 hours, we'll open it back up and see how it turned out. All right, so through the magic of television, or some people say the magic of time, the yogurt is finished. So 12 hours has passed. It's the next day. Let me take the lid off so you can see the finished product here. It's a little jiggly, pretty stiff. I could leave it in another couple hours to get even more stiff, but the problem is it'll be real tangy. So it just depends on your level of taste, how much you want it. I found that 10 hours was too loose, so I've upped it to 12 hours. So now the next part is we want to separate the curds and the whey and make, this is yogurt now. You could eat it just like this. It's really wet or creamy, and we want to separate some of the whey and make it just a little bit more thicker, and that's going to make what's called a Greek yogurt. So what we're going to do is you can get yourself a fancy yogurt separator from like Amazon, or go to one of the stores and pay like 20-30 bucks. But some of you may know me and know that I don't like to spend money on unnecessary things. So hey, guess what? I got a pan and a colander. I put a couple of coffee filters in there, which will sit very nicely in there, and for a little added protection, we're going to put some cheesecloth in here as well. So all we're going to do is dump this down in there. And you know, I'm going to get a spatula. All right. And then just to protect it, so I'm going to put this in a refrigerator. Just cover that with a cheesecloth. And we'll let this sit for a couple hours, and it's going to drain all of the way down into the bowl here, and you'll be left with a good Greek yogurt. So once it's finished, I'll come back and show you the finished product. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 8 hours since we put this in the refrigerator, and as you can see, if you come over here, you can see that there's quite a bit of whey in here. So this is pretty solid at this point. This cheesecloth is soaked as I'm pulling that out, and you can see that it's pretty thick. So now we're just going to transfer it into any kind of dish that you got. And you can also, if it's too thick for you, you can add the whey back into the curd and mix it in and make it creamier if that's what you like. You can see that's pretty thick stuff there. And just to show you what I'm talking about, I'll just take a spoonful of that, because it's not really going to make that much of a difference. But if I take some of this and drizzle it back in there, it looks like sometimes if you leave your yogurt sitting around and it gets a little bit of the moisture on top, all that is the whey separating. So you can mix that back in and it's not going to hurt you one damn bit. So anyway, this is just plain yogurt now, plain Greek style, and you can just eat it straight up plain like this. You can mix it with any kind of fruits. You can even put cacao powder in it, put some sweeteners in there. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do that. And then, of course, if you want to make some tzatziki sauce, you can always do that. And if you make some good Greek food, boom, put it on anything. But let me give it the taste test. Oh yeah, it's a good batch. So there you have it. It's really easy. If you got the Instant Pot and the time and the resources, make yourself some Greek yogurt. That's another episode of Cooking with Marco.